Since signing on with ResponseLogix, our closing ratio has gone up 20 to 30%.
ResponseLogix to us, it's a true lifesaver.
One of the things that ResponseLogix has done well for us is put our people with the customer, not the computer.
Hi, my name is Tom Moore. I'm the CEO of ResponseLogix. We solve the three biggest problems in internet lead management: the speed and quality of the initial response to the lead, the effectiveness of the follow-up if the customer doesn't buy right away, and even the effectiveness of the live communications in between. I could tell you more about our story myself, but perhaps it would be more powerful for you to hear from our current customers.
About 3 days before finding ResponseLogix, we were considering hiring somebody solely for the purpose of doing quotes. You know, dollar for dollar, it's a lot cheaper to have a third party of ResponseLogix do it than, you know, finding somebody responsible enough, capable enough to put out good quotes based on the information they received.
So by getting back to them within 10 minutes, we're able to get in that door first, which gave us the first kind of right of refusal by the customer. So that in itself helped us bring our closing ratio up. But also by getting us in that door first, they were more likely to answer the phone when we called, because we were now, instead of wasting the 15 minutes of putting out that lead, we're now on the phone with them within 15 minutes. And now we're getting a twofold. And it's also a softer approach. You don't have to go in there and try to, you know, make this appointment right now. All we're doing is trying to get in the door and find out, hey, did you get my email? Did it get hung up in spam, or anything like that we can help with? So it's an easier way to start talking to the customer.
Recently we had a customer that came from about 200 miles away to purchase a vehicle from us. And on his exit interview, we asked why he chose to do business with our dealership. And he said that as soon as he sent a request for a quote, he received not only a quote, but faster than any other dealership, and had all the information that he was looking for. So he felt it was worthwhile to make the drive out here.
ResponseLogix has solved the problem for us. We are the first one to get back to the consumer 100% of the time in about a 2 to 3 minute window from when we actually receive the lead. So that means we're the first ones to get back to the consumer with relevant information delivered in a professional format with the prices that we want to sell the cars for. So really, from that point forward, we're in a position where it's our customer to lose. We're the first one in, and if we do a good job with our calling process and our following up process, you know, we get first shot at that business.
With the Smart Follow product, so far we've had some good results. We've only been with the company for 2 months. Probably need about a good 4 months to get a good tracking on it, but on my personal one, not including the other internet person here, out of 10 reactivations, people going through the Smart Follow, I've actually closed 2.
One of the things that we know about the online customer is they're not buying in 72 hours. Average time is about 60 days. If our average internet salesperson is getting 10 leads a day, he's literally got hundreds and hundreds of leads. He can't follow up effectively. I couldn't, he can't. So we really turned that over to ResponseLogix and felt the benefit. It's meant net extra sales for us.
Since signing on with ResponseLogix, our closing ratio has gone up 20 to 30%. Just last month, for example, we had 13 reactivations that were sold, and at least, I could safely say at least 9 or 10 of them were because of ResponseLogix. The reports from ResponseLogix are great. We're able to compare data versus prior months, as opposed to lead management tools where it's grouped up into just a single month or a 3-month history or a full year. We're able to also see data individually by each salesperson.
Our first month with ResponseLogix, we jumped up from a 15-car internet unit to 30. Our goal, and ResponseLogix being a huge part of that goal, is to expand our internet department and also pick up to about 45 to 50 units a month, which we seem very possible at this point. One of the ways ResponseLogix has affected our sales, we're actually starting to drive up gross a little bit in the fact that certain people won't shop around as much because you've given them the complete information. Cars that we were well below invoice, we're now cranking up to invoice and then a little bit above, whereas previously we were, you know, going in the other direction.
We would run around 11, 12, 13% close rate. And with ResponseLogix, we were able to raise that close rate to 16%. So at a minimum, it's improved our close rate by a full 4 percentage points. Now that sounds like a pretty big deal, but what it's also allowed us to do is to buy more leads and tap into more lead sources. So we've actually been able to drive the quality of the lead down and still maintain a 12 or 13% ongoing delivery rate with our customers.
If anything's taught me in this last year, that giving your people more time to work on their leads, to make those phone calls, just creates a better working environment for them. You know, you don't have to worry about, a salesman doesn't have to worry about whether or not they got back to this person. They know they have, they're happier. When you have happier people, it just all kind of works like a snowball. And with happy people come a lot of sales, and that's what we like. We were doing about 140 to 150 deals a month, and last month we actually ended up with 297.